We have a government which funds our people being put on enemies of the state lists for other nations, which simultaneously advocates for and passes legislation to censor the freedom of speech, either through deportation, through loss of scholarship, through deplatforming on major social media platforms, people who espouse anti-Semitic rhetoric, right? And now we're in a situation where we're partnering with Israel on artificial intelligence and cybersecurity when we know Israel and the likes of the World Jewish Congress led by Ronald Lauder, who is the father of the wife of the new chairman of the Federal Reserve, who said that there has to be massive legislation against anti-Semitism. There have to be massive consequences to stop this rise of anti-Semitism. We just watched a clip, a compilation of different nations praying to allegedly the same God to stop the growth of anti-Semitism. Germany saying anti-Semitism is growing. China saying anti-Semitism is growing. Obviously, Israel saying it. Our government here in the United States of America. I mean, what do you think is going to happen after we partner with and continue to fund Mossad, the IDF, in the artificial intelligence realm? What is going to happen? I can tell you right now, there are going to be lists made, the likeness of which Schindler's List would blush to see, of American citizens named as anti-Semites, enemies of the state, domestic terrorists, the Gorkhas and others. They want to make everybody domestically a terrorist they possibly can, because as soon as you're a terrorist, you don't have the same rights as a regular citizen, and they can lock you up, shut you down, silence you, freeze your bank accounts. This is the type of shit that we're going to see if this NDAA passes with Section 224 the way that it's currently written. It's bullshit. There's no way from a national defense perspective that we need this partnership whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. And if it passes the way that it looks like it's going to pass, we are 100% totally astronomically fucked.
I mean, they're going to Guantanamo Bay fucking all of us. And you can see the dialectic being built up here. Conservative administration's in. Oh, what are you, a Sharia law sympathizer? The next Democratic administration that gets in. Oh, what are you, anti-Semitic? They're going to get you by hook or by crook. And they're creating the dialectic where you take fucking one step the wrong way, you're an extremist, you're an anti-Semite, you're a Muslim sympathizer, you're a terrorist, you're a drug dealer. So this is an all-encompassing net to get the majority of the American citizenry in. And if we go to clip 109, Vine and Fig, you can really see the strategy laid out here. This was leaked on X, I believe, a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago. It's our boy Harrison.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah. So this was I don't remember the woman's name, but she at least had a conscience. And I'm sure if she's a United States citizen, she's, acting in our best interest. She leaked all of this. They were going to pretty much run a disinformation campaign against every prominent America First, former MAGA influencer and discredit them as being anti-Semites. And you heard the whole list right there. They'll make another list after they get those influencers, and they'll just keep going and going until no one's left.
It's just unbelievable. Not to mention the fact that Bill Gates had the audacity to come out and complain about RFK Jr.'s book, accusing him of everything that he actually did. Let's watch this clip a little bit and then dive into Alex breaking it down for a few minutes.
The position he's been given in this incoming administration.
Well, he wrote a book saying that Tony Fauci and I kill millions of children and make billions of dollars with vaccines. And, people can judge for themselves whether that's correct or not.
I was complaining about it, but he won't sue either, will he? Because he doesn't want the discovery to take place whatsoever.
Google's releasing 32 million mosquitoes on us next month. People just address that. No. I'm going to pull up and show you that Google gave tens of millions of dollars in 2018 and 2019 to the Wuhan Institute of Virology in Wuhan.
Sorry for blowing your ears out there. And we don't have to watch the whole 8.5 minutes of this clip, but you get the idea. Just unbelievable. And everybody knows what Bill Gates did with the mosquito nets. Laced the mosquito nets with poison, to kill the malaria mosquitoes. All the people in the third world countries that got these mosquito nets simultaneously would fish with them during the day because they use things for multiple purposes. And then massive amounts of people in third world countries were being poisoned and dying because they were using the poison-laced nets to catch fish and they were eating the fish.
Oh, I had no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Sounds like some Bill Gates shit, though.
Yeah. And look, I can't say with certainty whether he did it on purpose or not, but like, how do you fuck that up? I mean, that is a terrible mistake to make. Maybe, back out after that one. Sorry, guys. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. Nope. He just, bitches about being featured in RFK Jr.'s book as somebody responsible through vaccinations for the death of millions upon millions of children.
I mean, do you think this is going to be tied to the Zika virus? Do you think these mosquitoes are going to be released and we're going to see a miraculous outbreak of Zika? Because it seems like everywhere he goes to cure a virus, that exact virus ends up spreading.
I'll tell you, I think Lyme disease was invented by the government. I think HIV was invented by the government. Obviously, we know that coronavirus was invented in its current form, COVID-19 specifically. Obviously, not all coronaviruses, but COVID-19 was invented by the government. And they're going to explore these mechanisms. I mean, right now, we're about ready to pass legislation to partner the United States with Israel on research and development of bioweapons. And you don't think that our government at some point in time has realized, hey, we should not only make viruses and experiment with and explore and study different viruses and how they could impact different genetic makeups, but simultaneously, if we're going to research developing these viruses, we have to figure out a distribution mechanism or a contagion vector. And mosquitoes are huge for that. That's Lyme disease right there. Sexually transmitted diseases, huge for that. That's HIV right there.
Lyme disease is a form of syphilis. It's weaponized syphilis, essentially. So between the mosquitoes...
Didn't it come out? Isn't Lyme... What's the name? Is it Lyme? It's near Lyme... what the hell's the name of the town?
Lyme, Connecticut?
Lyme, Connecticut, right? Isn't there a massive military research and development base there?
Well, that is one component of it. But they say Lyme disease actually broke out from the Plum Island weapons facility with a deer that got infected and then swam across and then made it to the mainland.
And there just so happens to be a virus that makes you immune to all meat or especially beef, with the exception of Bill Gates' Impossible Burger?
It's a tick, not a virus. It's the Lone Star tick.
Yeah, but the tick has the virus, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's a virus. I think the tick causes the an allergy. It causes an allergy. Now, I don't know if that's from the virus of a tick, but let me look it up.
What do you think, Bacchus?
I mean, we're not becoming Spider-Man from this fucking bullshit. I know that much. But yeah, it's alpha-gal causes an immune response to bovine protein, especially, but to a lot of other forms of protein too. So, they don't want us eating meat because it makes us swole, makes us fucking yoked up. And the Romans knew never to feed their slaves meat. That's where bread and water comes from, especially for prisoners. Every time you feed the slaves meat, we have a goddamn uprising on our hands.
I didn't realize the Romans didn't feed their slaves meat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like it comes down to a sugar molecule called alpha-gal. And it's one of the stranger allergies out there because the allergen isn't a protein and the reaction is delayed. So here's the chain of events. Alpha-gal is a carbohydrate found in the tissues of most non-primate mammals, cows, pigs, sheep, deer. Humans, apes, and old world monkeys are the exception. We lost the gene to make it millions of years ago. So our immune systems treat it as foreign. So the Lone Star tick carries alpha-gal in its saliva. When it bites you and feeds, it injects that alpha-gal into your bloodstream along with a cocktail of other saliva components. The key is the context of that exposure. So tick saliva is biologically aggressive. It contains compounds that provoke a strong immune response, essentially acting like a natural adjuvant. So instead of ignoring the alpha-gal, your immune system mounts a robust reaction and starts producing IgE antibodies specifically against it. IgE is the antibody class that drives true allergic reactions.